Greg, it's good to have veterans, I guess, is the succinct way to put it, and Christian and Devontae in overtime really kind of showed the way a little bit. Can you talk about their effort?
Oh, I'm really just pleased with the effort all the way around. I thought for the first 25 minutes of the game, into that first media timeout in the second half, they were the more determined team, the more aggressive, the more physical team, wanted it probably a little more, making all the effort plays, and we really responded after that. I thought our guys, and you don't leave out Kitch and Devontae, you have Justin and Christian, were all terrific down the stretch and in overtime.
You got a high, we've talked about it many times, but you got a high percentage of this roster kind of learning how to play games like this. There were some positives, there were some negatives, but what were your kind of impressions in the end? I mean, you get the win, but what do you take away from this that you can build on? What do you take away from it that you need to improve?
For one, these new guys, that's how hard it is to win. I don't care who you're playing, where you're at. It is just really hard to win. You have to earn victories. People aren't just going to give them to you. And I commend Jason and his team. They did a great job. Played very well and played well enough to win. We were just more fortunate. But you're right. We didn't play terrific. We had a few too many turnovers, missed some easy ones, let up on some defensive assignments. But to be able to come away and gut that out says something. It's a good start for this team, that's for sure.
Greg, Christian, I know last year he had a good year for him. This year it's a little different role and stuff. Were you particularly pleased where he's a little bit more the go-to guy? He stepped up for you tonight?
There's no doubt. I've said it before, since we got beat by Arkansas in the NIT, Christian was looking forward to this. He was really looking forward to this.
I was going to ask you that. I think you kind of had
He's always been a hard worker and a great teammate. He's so unselfish. He was the guy that said last year, no, I want to come off the bench. Don't even put me in there. Let me come off the bench, and he was sixth man of the year. But great for him to come back home and put forth an effort like that in front of a lot of fans. And we had a lot of people here. We had the Forest here in Flo, so it was great. We really appreciate their support, and hopefully they'll all come back to us in the Holman Center. But just very, very happy for Christian the way he played.
Now, did you kind of like this idea of playing IUPUI in their first game on their home?
No, not on the road, not first. Yeah. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I was missing that 115-degree the jungle over there, or whatever the heck that was called in the old gym. But this is a nice place. They did a great job with it. I'm sure Coach Gardner and his staff are going to take full advantage of it. But this was a difficult first one. For us to come on the road with so many new guys and get in a tough battle like this and to come away with a win, I'm just really pleased.
From Devontae's perspective, he misses the second of the free throws, gives them a window to force overtime. But Devontae did a good job in overtime, kind of maintaining even keel. And what kind of step forward is that for him? From a mental perspective.
And what our fans and myself too is going to have to be able to accept is Devontae turning it over sometime, because he's so tough. He makes so many winning plays, tough plays at both ends of the floor. 4 turnovers is a few too many for him, and we only had 7 assists as a team, so we didn't move the ball at all tonight. We didn't move the ball at all, and we'll get better with that. But Devontae stuck his nose in there, competed like crazy, and I'm sure he'll be beating himself up for his turnovers and the missed free throw, but he was really good in overtime.
Brenton Scott with a pretty 14-point debut, and had some, he made some mistakes, but he had a presence out there, that was, pretty good for his first game. Just talk about his effort.
Brenton doesn't have any fear. I mean, his biggest strengths are his biggest weaknesses. He thinks he's the best player out there. He's going to go 100 mile an hour the entire time. He's going to compete like crazy. He hasn't played a game since our exhibition game against Rose Holman, he or Alex. But Brenton's a good player. He's a good player at both ends of the floor. He's just got to learn some of the simple things of, well, it's not so simple, but team defensive type things, and then maybe moving the ball a little better. We over-dribbled and turned it over, but that's a little bit us. But we have to get the ball moving before we attack like we did.
His lack of fear, does that give you confidence in him?
Well, it gives me confidence when he makes smart plays. I want him and Devontae going at it and attacking before the defense gets set, but it has to be smart too. We can't force it. And it's time and score a lot of times in games too. Like Devontae's last one, we had the ball up a couple, and we probably could have milked some of the clock and moved it. But we're just going to keep working with those guys. I love them. I love how hard they compete and how tough they are. They're going to keep listening to me, and we'll keep getting better. And those are our guards, and we're going to ride with them all year. And I wouldn't trade them for anybody.
And having a game like this certainly ultimately, I would imagine, serves you better than a 15-point win this early.
Well, it does because we won. I mean, this game wouldn't have served me anything if we'd lost, but it was a great response. Again, the last 15 minutes of the first half and overtime, and good team, very good team win against a team that I thought just played very, very hard and very well.
Greg, I think, and I didn't see the box yet, but
Christian's coming. He's up. He did the radio, so he's coming. He's coming. He'll come.
IUPUI, I think, was 1 of 9 in overtime from the field. Just the defense was here and there, but when you needed it, just talk about the defensive will there was in overtime to get you over the top.
You know us. I mean, that's we like to focus on the defensive end. And doing the right thing, and just we have to be a team that gets an identity that's very difficult to play against, making teams take tough shots, not giving them easy ones. You can't give up second shots, you can't foul too much, so all those things at times, you're right, we did. We gave them easy ones, gave them second shots, and fouled a little too much, but if we continue to tighten that up, we've got guys that can play defense, and I thought Justin and Kitch in the second half were terrific and being more physical because they were the more physical team in the first half.
All right, Greg, I appreciate it.